Every winter at Puy Vidal has been marked by the same impulse. To fix, to change, to imagine the chateau for the next season. Winter is when the house goes quiet and the season has ended. Hosting stops, and our attentions turn inward toward the business and renovations as the countdown to the next season begins. When the lights are off and the rooms are empty, the chateau shifts into work mode. Artisans arrive, walls are opened, and projects begin. This has been our winter rhythm for the past 3 years. When we arrived in 2022, we were looking forward to redecorating, refurbishing the wear and tear around the chateau, and changing things that didn't match our taste. We thought those creative decisions would be fun, that we'd move quickly, and that clarity would come once we started. But we had arrived at an 800-year-old chateau, in a new country, with a new language, and a completely unfamiliar rhythm of life. Julie and I would spend our days learning the property alongside a handful of people who had worked at the chateau for years. Trying to understand how this place functioned, one explanation and one misunderstanding at a time. The question underneath it all was simple. How does this place actually work? And how do you live inside it? On paper, our initial renovation and refurbishing plans were pretty straightforward. Puy Vidal had 14 bedrooms, 9 working bathrooms, and a lot of potential to expand. The bathrooms were without question the weakest part of the chateau. 1970s tile, outdated layouts, and an overall functionality that hadn't aged well. Our focus was clear. Renovate the existing bathrooms, add a few more, and make the chateau functional. For our family, for our guests, and for a business that was still taking shape. One of the things we didn't understand on our arrival was how much essential and deep work had been postponed at the chateau for decades. Because once we started opening walls, we found aging plumbing, non-compliant septic tank systems, no internet, outdated electrics, and an insufficient power grid for modern life, let alone for a growing business. When we arrived, we were deeply respectful of the chateau's legacy, almost afraid to touch anything. But it quickly became clear that avoiding intervention wasn't preservation, it was delaying the inevitable.
Get information so that we can write that down. as we move on to the Lafayette.
Decision fatigue followed. And not because we lacked ideas, but because every choice carried a consequence. Renovating one room or one bathroom meant confronting the future plans for the rooms above, below, and beside it. Nothing exists in isolation in a home like this. Our artisans told us plainly that we needed, at a minimum, an architect, because we couldn't just lightly refurbish. If we wanted things to last, we had to go deeper. And so we went looking, and we found a team of architects. What started as a conversation about renovating 9 bathrooms expanded rapidly into something larger, a multi-year renovation plan that had attempted to solve everything all at once. Family living areas, renovating all of the existing bathrooms, creating additional bedrooms and bathrooms for the business, a new Château kitchen, upgrading electrics and plumbing, insulating walls and ceilings. The work was endless. And then, after 2 years of planning, it all collapsed. We discovered the Château was listed inside, meaning permits were required for nearly everything we wanted to do in the central wing. The first architects we had hired lacked experience with listed historic properties. And the cost of the initial renovation phase was dramatically underestimated. We parted ways with the architects just a few weeks before breaking ground in the fall of 2024. It felt like we had lost 2 years. Time we could have spent settling, stabilizing, and building momentum for future years. And then the truth became unavoidable, because by the end of 2024, the business had grown, and so had our personal needs for living here. Our workshops were running full-time during the summer months. And during the season, the family had to give up the only functioning kitchen to the business. The growth of the business and the growing needs of our lives here forced us to admit what had to change. We needed clearer boundaries between the business and the family. And even though we had canceled the massive renovation plans, building a new kitchen became the priority. And so, going all in on building an entirely new Château kitchen has marked a shift. We're reimagining and renovating the entire first floor of the West Wing. From plumbing and electrics to installing a brand new septic tank system that will support the Château as a whole.
Salle de réception pour pouvoir accueillir le public, car la famille font des retraites artistiques. Voilà. Vous savez, j'ai regardé.
Just 2 weeks after the end of our season in 2025, our incredible team at the Lady of the Château helped us move out the entire West Wing to make way for the construction of the new Puy Vidal kitchen. Ames are a star.
Les grands cadres aussi ou non? Ouais.
What's the most frustrating, overwhelming part of this?
I think honestly is I don't know if it's going to be able to come back in here. So I don't know what we're doing with all of this stuff.
Yeah.
That is the most overwhelming to me.
Particularly all the cabinets, right?
This all
pantries.
of this room is going to become shelf, like built-in cupboards, so the furniture cannot come back.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I love this furniture, so I don't want to get rid of it. But like this, I like would be lovely in our apartment. Let's say like in the future. That means we have to store it for years and years.
Yeah, because we're not going to get to that renovation for 4 or 5 years. Hopefully, when the Lady of the Château is a multi-million-dollar enterprise, Julia and I can build our own apartment from the millions that we will make.
Yeah, but we don't have the money to do that right now yet. Yeah, and it's really about storage. So, but I'm like emotionally attached to that one specifically.
That one's beautiful.
This one also is like our home hutch from the Soledad house, so I really love it. This one too. I mean, these three I love, and they remind me of home. And I don't know where we're gonna put them. But also just something as simple as like all our cookbooks. I don't know where they're gonna go.
Yeah. Okay, we continue. I'm gonna go make some coffee.
Yeah.
Yes. We recommend the elevator as much as you can. To the back, save yourself. Okay.
À deux, ça va.
Okay, down, go down, go down. Go.
Vas-y.
Go.
You go down there.
You guys go down first, you guys go down, yeah. So last time we'll see this room this way. It starts changing starting tomorrow. How are you feeling, Robert? He's feeling something. Silence. It's good.
Puy Vidal was purchased by the family on November 3rd, 2021. And 4 years to the day after signing for the chateau, we broke ground on the kitchen this chateau has always deserved. It feels significant because it marks 4 years of learning how this place works, 4 years of living inside its limits, and 4 years of listening before intervening. What was once the West Wing salon will now become the dining room for our retreats. And because sound travels so easily in this old chateau, we're insulating the ceiling above, both for acoustics and thermal comfort. It's a decision we might have avoided earlier, especially because of the exposed beams, but one we now understand is essential if this place is going to function long term. And adjacent to that, we're building a proper cafe area for our guests, with custom cabinetry, refrigeration, and storage, designed to support the rhythm of retreat life. To build the Château kitchen Puy Vidal deserves, we had to think beyond a single room. We chose to break down several walls, create new openings, and combine spaces that had never truly worked on their own. A kitchen large enough to support our growing workshops and retreats, while giving the family back a sense of separation from the business. This is a full reorganization of how the Château lives and breathes. And this will be the clearest mark we've made on Puy Vidal so far. And as we stand here now, 3 months into construction, the scope creep and the learning curve has been steep. Okay, crazy ideas are happening today. Removing this brick wall is the next idea we've just had, based on it not being an actual Château historic wall, but also removing this fireplace and potentially putting a bread oven. That was Maruka's idea just now. With 4 months to go until the retreat season begins, we're starting to feel the pressure. Like any renovation, there has been delays and unforeseen surprises.
It's gorgeous. We're not.
We've uncovered hidden features that have forced us to rethink the layout.
The Masons grabbed Carolina with super excitement. It's gorgeous. The Masons are like, you have to open.
He's like, it'll take us 10 minutes.
She's
to
like,
break it
we
down
can do it
right
right now.
Tell her.
Une finition, c'est de la pierre d'alliage, le crayon, on va être à 3-4 cm, sauf que tu vois, ça va lui redonner un peu de...
And we've decided to reshape the fireplace, which on its own has opened an entirely new set of challenges. Ones our builder Julie has handled with incredible skill and grace. So here we are, hopeful, focused, and moving steadily towards the finish line.
And each worker does a tremendous shift.
Beautiful.
Comme ça vous plaît? J'ai les massages, désolé. Ça vous va comme ça? Vous préférez, on a fait 2 essais.